You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone.
What up, everybody in the YTBC? Hope everybody had a good weekend. Thank you, John Boxing, for wishing me a good weekend. Much respect to you. Thank you so much. For giving, shouting out to me, wishing me that I had a good weekend, which I did. So thank you so much. So I want to get on a topic that, I saw a video today from 78 Sports talking about, apparently there was a homosexual guy who attacked Manny Pacquiao, and of course this is fueled by the things that he said like a month ago or however long ago it was, and I just want to talk about this because this is something that's actually bothered me for a very, very long time. And this is just a good example of exactly what bothers me about this. Now, if you are pro-homosexual, it's whatever. I disagree with the lifestyle. I don't believe that it's right. But I also believe that people have free will. People have free will, and you can voice your opinion, but ultimately it is that individual's decision as to how they are going to live their life. And I do believe you have to respect their decision to an extent. You don't have to agree with it, but I don't think people should be killed over it. I don't believe people should be ostracized over it. It is what it is, and if the way you feel is due to religious beliefs, you also should not be ostracized or chastised because of your beliefs, okay? Now, one of the things that I hear all the time, and that I've been hearing for the last couple of years, is, all we want is equal rights. We want equal rights. We want the same rights that everybody else has. Cool. I get that. If you want equal rights, if that is truly the goal, then I really can't be mad at that. Now, what I am going to get mad at is if you're saying you want equal rights, but then when somebody voices their opinion that opposes yours, you're going to go and attack them physically. Okay? If you want to debate them, fine. But to attack them physically is just ridiculous. It's very hypocritical. That's not equal rights. You're wanting special treatment. And despite what anybody else says, this is an agenda. Okay? It is an agenda. Because if it wasn't, then why do we have people trying to take away, people's freedom of speech just because it's against homosexuality? Why are we trying to find businesses that have and I'm talking about here in the United States, I can't speak for other countries, but here in the United States, we have free enterprise. You are actually supposed to be allowed to refuse service under any basis. Now, if those bases are are proven to be discriminative in nature, which the line there is kind of fuzzy because, we also have the right, we have freedom of religion. So if your religious beliefs is against homosexuality and somebody comes into your bakery asking you to bake a cake for their homosexual wedding, you should be able to refuse service. Now, if the customer and the community is outraged, they have the right to, they have the right to go elsewhere for services. They shouldn't be dwelling on this one place. It's like, fine, I'm going to let all my friends know how I was treated, and people are supposed to vote with their wallets. But people don't want to do that. They want to make someone pay just because they were, they were exercising their right to refuse service, and it's not discriminative. Okay. Now, if you come back and you're like, okay, well, I want you to bake me, I want some cookies, and then they are still refusing service to you, then that could be discriminative, because now you're just wanting cookies and now they are refusing service to you simply because you're homosexual, and that is wrong. Okay, so that's just an example of how I say this has to be an agenda. I've had so many people try to convince me that it's not an agenda, that it's just people wanting equal rights. And don't get me wrong, I know it's not everybody in the homosexual community. I know it's not everybody who's pro-homosexual who is just trying to push an agenda. I do believe that there are some out there who would say that this is wrong, what this guy did attacking Manny Pacquiao. Just like in any other community, you have the good and the bad. But I'm just trying to make sense to those who are being radical and who are pushing the agenda. I mean, and it's no different from any other agenda. And everybody really does have an agenda. Not all agendas are bad. We see this in the YTBC all the time. I have an agenda. My agenda is to push boxing and to push fairness and to strengthen the community and to let everybody know about young channels that are talking boxing as well. That is my agenda. My agenda is essentially pro-boxing. Whereas you have other channels in the YTBC that they don't really want fairness. They don't really want to educate. They don't really want anybody to know about other channels. Whether their agenda is selfish, where all they care about is how many views they're getting and the AdSense. You have channels that have a racial or tribal agenda. Everybody has an agenda. There are good agendas and there are bad agendas. And of course I'm going to say this. I mean, this is nothing but bias, but I do consider my agenda to be good, just like anybody else. Nobody's going to say my agenda's bad. You know what I'm saying? Because if they thought their agenda was bad, they wouldn't be pushing it to begin with. So everybody would like to believe that they are pushing for the greater cause. And so I get that. But ultimately, my agenda is to promote boxing in the best way possible. And then from time to time I talk about issues like in this video, where my agenda is to push fairness. Okay, put your emotions aside and look at the facts. Okay, the facts are Manny Pacquiao is a religious person. He is a proclaimed Christian. And in the Bible, just like most other mainstream religions, homosexuality is considered wrong. Christianity is not the only one. Okay? If you talk to Buddhists, if you talk to Muslims, you talk to Jewish people, the general consensus is that homosexuality is wrong. Okay? Now, if you disagree with that, that is fine. If you want to push for equal rights where homosexuals will be able to be out in the public and go to a restaurant and eat without being attacked or not being discriminated against, being told, no, you can't, or you can order food, but you can't eat in the restaurant, discriminative basis like that, then I understand that. Okay? There's nothing wrong with wanting everybody to be treated fairly, okay? But the truth of the matter is, Manny Pacquiao didn't go and punch a homosexual in the face. Manny Pacquiao didn't do anything wrong. All he did was speak his beliefs. So he speaks his beliefs, and then somebody who believes differently goes and physically attacks him. And that is wrong. You can't convince me that is right. That is wrong. Okay? Just like if he did go and, let's say he found out somebody was a homosexual and he goes and he punches them in the face purely on the basis that they're homosexual, then I would be speaking out against that, because that is not fair. That is not how people are to conduct themselves, okay? That's a very, being radical on either end of the spectrum is wrong, okay? Me, I don't agree with the homosexual lifestyle, but I would never physically attack a homosexual. I would never discriminate against a homosexual. I'm not trying to hang out with them. But if I'm at a party or if I'm at a social gathering of some sort and there's there just so happens to be some homosexuals there, then I'm not just going to be like, oh, screw this, I'm out of here. That's not me. Now if it's a homosexual event, am I going to go? Absolutely not. That's just putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation. Okay, because the fact of the matter is, I also do not agree with the lifestyle. However, that is their choice. They have free will. And if you believe that they are going to hell, or if you just believe that it's against the order of nature, whatever your belief is, if you believe is wrong, that's your belief. So, and Hatman did a great video about the situation back when the Manny Pacquiao thing happened. I'll try to put the link in the description because it's been a little while since he put the video, and I'm getting better at putting these links in the description. But he actually looked at it from a non-religious standpoint and made some really good points. So hopefully I can find the video and put the link. Anyways, let's all be fair. Let's treat each other like human beings and not try to justify radical actions based off of emotions. So anyways, to all my subscribers, anybody who watches my videos, or if you just so happen to stumble upon this video, hope you'll have a blessed day. One more thing before I get off. I am working on the video on how I make my videos. I do got something else going on this week, so it's a possibility that that video won't get dropped till next week. So I just wanted y'all to know that I am working on it. I started working on it today, gathering all the screenshots and stuff. So it'll either be later this week or early next week. But y'all have a wonderful day. Peace.
And I'ma go hard, and I'ma go hard, and I'ma go hard, and I'ma go hard. Bitch, I'm going in, I'm going